Unless you've been living under a rock for the past year, all anyone that has read Tom King's Batman could talk about was how the characters are going to get married. We are finally going to get the Batman and Selina Kyle wedding. What started out as a shock at the end of issue 32 when Bruce Wayne drops on one knee and proposes eventually became the center focus of the title. In hindsight, the decision to have these two characters wed makes perfect sense. Batman and Selina Kyle have had an ongoing on-again, off-again relationship since the characters first met in Batman #1 in the 1940s. And Tom King has actually been selling the idea for the past year that these two should be married. Imagine my surprise when I woke up July 4th, turn on my tablet, download the newest issue, read it, and then find out they didn't get married.
Oh, God damn it! God damn it! God damn it!
On the surface, while I was highly disappointed and a small piece of me expected something like this to happen, I couldn't help but wonder that this was the result of one of the most misleading marketing attempts from DC Comics in a really long time. Which leads me to my first point, the marketing. For the last year, DC Comics has been touting this as the event of the century. However, when you get to the end of the issue, it never actually happens. What's even worse is the justification as to why they don't get married. Halfway through the issue, Selina begins to come to the realization that Bruce needs to be sad, miserable, and lonely in order for him to be Batman, and that if he is happy, he will no longer want to be the Dark Knight. It's at this point in the story that I'm thinking they aren't going to go through with this. Not only that, but it appears that this whole thing has been orchestrated by Bane in order to once again break the bat. Now, I've had some grudges, but ruining the guy's wedding, that is some really next level cold shit. It honestly feels like this is a cop-out, and while Tom King has gone on Twitter and said that, remember, this is the halfway point of a 100-issue story, so by that logic, we may still get the wedding. It feels like this is a missed opportunity, and we were lied to. I should note that I've seen some people online say that we were never promised they get married in this issue, and to that I say, well...
You did something that has not happened in Batman's 78-year history. At issue 50, he's marrying Catwoman.
Yes.
And then there's the wedding album, the midnight releases, and the tie-ins. My biggest issue with this is that it's these business practices that are harmful to small shops. Allow me to explain. Comic shops order books to meet the demands of their subscribers. They then have to order books based on what they think the demand will be for the general consumers and the scalpers. This being such a highly touted event, the demand will be high. Once the word goes out that there is no actual wedding, well, the shops will have a huge stack of books that they won't be able to move. But wait! It's not over.
Nothing is over!
You see, shops have to pay for these books in the hopes that they will sell them. The books they don't sell, the shops take a hit on, unless DC Comics has a return policy. Marketing and events like these drive fans away and damage an industry that is already on shaky legs. From a story standpoint, I have already mentioned that this felt like a cop-out. Why can't we allow our heroes to change? Why does Batman have to be continuously a sad sack? Now look, I know, this is comics and nothing ever really changes, and while I think that the end of this has potential to set up some great stories, I still can't help but feel that this issue as a whole was a huge letdown and indicative of some of the larger problems that are going on in the comic book industry as a whole. Guys, thank you so much for checking out this video. If this is your first time checking out this channel, I have a whole bunch of other content. I'm just getting back into the swing of things, and I was really passionate about this, so I really wanted to put something out there and talk about it real quick. If you want, and you want to support this channel, there's of course the Patreon down below. Kick a couple of bucks my way, and it is always greatly appreciated. Once again, thanks guys, I love you, and I'll see you sometime this week. Bye.